I'm just at Tuggeranong Hill. The streets around here are honestly so packed. Everyone's just like up parking on people's properties. So I just drove to a different entrance and there's a bit more of a service road and parked on the side. So for today's session, I've just got some hills. So I've got 40 minutes of hills. I've run Tuggeranong before as part of a long run and I know it's a pretty decent climb. It's 1.28 kilometers, average grade of 11% and elevation gate of 151 meters. So from memory, it kind of goes up, plateaus out a bit, and then it gets a bit steeper at the top. 40 minutes, I don't know, I aim to do 2 or 3. We'll warm up a cool down, and then I'll do 4 hill strides at the end as well. I do kind of love hill sessions. You just get to settle in, go off feel. There's not too much thinking involved. It's my kind of morning. The best thing about these mornings is going up the hills and then getting up above the clouds. Oh, lovely. Today was, I did 2.5 Tuggeranongs, 555 meters elevation, 12.3 kilometers, and it took me an hour 13. So it was a 15-minute warm up, 40 minutes of hills, and then I did 4 by 30-second hill strides into about a 10-minute cool down. I'm wearing the Tarkin Giants. And they're just like a good, solid training shoe. Yeah, I've been loving these. But honestly, I like rotate between so many different shoes, all different brands. And I think it's a really good way too to get your feet used to, you know, different drops of shoes, different shapes of shoes. I'm not just jamming my foot into the same shape every single time I run. And that seems to help with like my Achilles and my calves and my toes. My toes have been taking a beating lately. I think some of the races I've done, the tips of my toes have started going numb. And I just haven't got some of that feeling back yet. We only really need our big toe anyway, right? The rest don't matter. Okay. Today I got an easy hour. I'm out at Red Hill. I actually ran out here on Monday too, so I'm just trying to find like a 6k loop that we can use for work because we're doing a wear test for ASICs. So I found one here. I did it. I'm going to do it in reverse today because it starts off with a pretty steep hill, and if I do it in reverse there are bathrooms at the top, so probably only like under a k in, which could be real handy. And then yeah, it's pretty undulating. There's a few uphills, a few downhills, bit of single track. It's just got a bit of everything. Some great views at the top. So I'm just going to take coach out. I'm just going to follow the route that I've loaded on my map, which is this one here. We're ready to go. So I ended up running the loop and it was about 6k's total. It took me about 40 minutes. So it was so weird. There was like one trail on the map that I just couldn't find. I kept going back and forth, couldn't find it. Yeah, I think I'll just edit it on my Sunto app and I can just cut that trail out. There's a really nice single track. It's pretty technical. It goes down to a road and then you come back up this other really nice single track. So I'm probably just going to add that section in. It's pretty steep and it's pretty hard, but I don't know, it doesn't last that long. And then yeah, once you get to the top, it's pretty flowy, like wildfire trail from there. I think there's lots of people in Canberra at the moment that are training for UTA. So it's going to be a really good run just to like test out some shoes. We've got a whole heap of ASICs that we're going to be able to try. So the Fuji Trails, the Fuji Speeds, we've got the Tribuco Max 5s and the gel Trabucos, and yeah, a few others that'll be hanging around in the van. So just really good to like test the grip on them, test the stability, and yeah, it'll just be a heap of fun at the same time. So I just added a little bit on the end of that run. So I totaled 10 kilometers, ascent was 283, and then it took me an hour and 2 minutes. So now I'm just gonna head to the cafe with Coach, grab a coffee, and then just chill out for the rest of the day.
Oh, that's so nice.
Today I'm doing a build run, so I got a 15-minute warm-up, followed by 30-second strides, just to get the legs moving, and then I'll go into a 30-minute build, so starting at around 4:30s, and then building to 3:45. And in the last 8 minutes, I'll just do some pickups for about 15 seconds, trying to duck to around 3:20s, and I'll finish with a pull-down.
That looks pretty cool in the summer. Yeah, it looks sick. What's your pace?
4:07, aiming for 4:10, so I should average out. Sort of stay on this side in the shade.
Are you warm or is it nice that it's cool?
It's quite nice, yeah. I'm going to do some pickups in these last 2Ks.
Yeah, send it. Feel like Lionel?
Huh?
You feel like Lionel having a film crew?
Yeah. I think you'd be talking more than I would.
So you're finished.
Got a minute to go.
Did you go?
Yeah, it was good. It wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. My watch just decided to stop the workout at 58 minutes. So annoying. So I'm just going to I'll just chuck a K for cool down.
Hey, Rufus.
Really young, I think both sort of under like eligible for your juniors. That resolved $20,000, which is the first place prize money, given she was a long way in front, and then the two other girls who were running.
All right, we're back at Red Hill, round 3. I'm taking Christian for a little tour on the trails. I got 30 minutes and he's got an hour. And I've just been to the dentist, so if I'm talking weird, it's literally because I can't feel this side of my face. We got the big dog. Oh, I just tried to whistle and I can't. So this little ridgeline when we were riding the Centenary Trail, Christian was like, that looks pretty fun to run. So here we are. That's the first double of the new year done. So I think the hardest part of coming back into training after you've had some time off, or like, you know, come to the end of the year, you're starting back, you're building up your fitness. It's like, you know the paces and you know the speeds that you've hit before, like when you're at your peak, and then yeah, you come into like your fresh block and you're not quite there, but your brain wants to be going as quick as you were when you're at your best. So just yeah, having to like keep reminding myself that like the fitness will come, stick to the paces that are set. You know, like the build this morning, I was getting up to 3:45s, whereas sorry, can't feel my face. In the past I'd be building down to say 3:30s. And it's like, still early season, we'll get there. So yeah, if you're not feeling your best right now, I think, you know, that's fine. The fitness will come. I can't feel my mouth. Made it to the weekend. So Friday yesterday, and I just had the gym. So I went in the afternoon after work and was just like, just gonna do what I can, get it done in an hour, and got home around just like after 7 p.m. And then today was a pretty big day, really cool day, like had the best time. They've got the balloon festival on in Canberra at the moment. So we're up at 4 a.m, Christian's parents are down. And yeah, we drove out to Kingston, jumped on a party boat. And they just put all these plastic chairs out. They had a top deck and a bottom deck. And yeah, got on that at 6 a.m. and yeah, cruised out into Lake Burley Griffin and then waited for the balloons to go up. And I don't know what it is about hot air balloons, but I just absolutely love them. We used to see them a lot in Melbourne and just be like those nice, crisp, clear mornings. And you look up in the sky and you see these balloons and it's just, I don't know, it's so surreal. Jeanette and Adrian, which are Christian's parents, booked this for us for Christmas. And yeah, so we're in March now, so we've been waiting a little while. And yeah, we're kind of just like sitting in the harbour and there's a few other boats around and then there's just like, I want to say millions, probably maybe hundreds of kayakers, paddleboarders, people in those little pedal boats, all just hanging out in the water. And then yeah, kind of like just after 6:45, all the balloons started taking off. And we watched the first one and obviously never been this close to hot air balloons. And they like dipped straight down into the water and Christian and I were looking at each other like, do they know what they're doing? But then yeah, really quickly learnt that's all part of it. They duck really far down, like basically skim the water, get real close, and then yeah, put themselves back up in the air. And because I suppose they're hot air balloons, directional via the wind, so they took off near Old Parliament House and then yeah, kind of blew across the lake. So we were sitting underneath them for a lot of it, and it was just, had the best time. So stayed out on the boat till 8 a.m. and then yeah, went back in and docked. And then today's session I had stairs. So when I was out here at Red Hill the other day, I just found the most perfect set of stairs. I've always struggled down in Melbourne. I could never find any that were great, and I've found them. It's perfect. It means I don't have to think. Every time I have a stair session, I can just come here, do it, hopefully like track my improvement as I go. So like getting quicker at descending is the aim, and just working on my endurance and my strength getting up the stairs. So today, 15-minute warm up, 30 minutes of stairs, 15-minute cool down. And then for the 30 minutes of stairs, just alternated between hiking and walking, and basically just ended up hiking 2 of them and then running 3 sets, so 5 sets in total. And it was definitely one of those sessions where I just, I finished work, I'd got up really early, I wasn't really feeling it, so I got in the car, had a V, told myself to grow up, got out here and just, yeah, it's like you don't know that you can't do the session unless you actually try to do the session. You know, I could have just said, no, I'm not going to do it, it's too hard. But as soon as I got out here, started running, like pretty sore from the gym. Yeah, like it wasn't great. I didn't feel fantastic, but I got the session done and yeah, just will feel better for it now. Fingers crossed. So it's 5:45. I'm just going to head home. We'll probably head out to dinner and then going to aim to get more than 7 hours of sleep tonight and then just crack at a long run tomorrow and that's it. I guess I should probably specify how that session was specific to marathon training. It wasn't. So obviously I'm doing the marathon, but then I am also doing UTA in May. So I still need to keep up some strength, practice my stairs, practice my descending, all that sort of thing. But in saying that, Canberra Marathon is a little bit hilly compared to some. So there'll definitely be some, you know, some strength gains there. And yeah, even just touching on that mental side of things, being mentally tough, you know, not wanting to do the session, doing it anyway, feeling better for it. So just that constant positive mental talk that not only helps me in like training and racing, but just in everyday life as well. All right, long run. So I've got 2.5 hours today. It's currently just after 9:30, so it's heating up a little bit. But yeah, just gonna head out. So today I'm gonna go out and do half trail, half road. And the aim of that is to get my legs used to the impact of that hard surface over just doing soft surface running all the time. Because obviously for the marathon, running on road the entire time, if my legs, my knees, my joints aren't used to that, I'm just gonna end up getting real sore. So pretty warm. I've just filled up some flasks. So I've got 4 500ml flasks. I've got 2 of them with some carbs in the bottle. And then I've got 1 with just water. And then I'll fill up 1 just at a bubbler while I'm out there. And that just saves me having to carry around 2 litres of water the whole time. I'm just gonna run with my training pack. So it's a Salomon Advanced Skin 5. It's an older version, but I really like it. So I can get my flasks in the front, and then it's also, I've talked about this a bit, but it's got this little back sleeve, which is really good to throw my extra bottle. And then obviously, yeah, still has storage in the back too to like throw all the other things in. And then I'll also just throw in some gels. So I'm gonna take 2 Precisions, no calf, and then I'll just take 1 calf. So the aim will to be have a flask and a gel each hour. It should be about 90 grams of carbs. And then the other 2 bottles, I'm just going to be sipping on throughout to make sure I'm not getting dehydrated. And then I'll just have the last gel in the last half an hour. I'm going to toss some music on, head out for a run, enjoy the sunshine, and get after it. So there's a few things that keep me distracted on these long runs, and the first one is I run this Centenary Trail quite a bit, and each time I run it I get a little bit further and all the time I just want to be like, I just want to go a bit more, see what's around the corner. And yeah, obviously it's a endless loop. Then I look down at my watch and I've always just run a bit further than I meant to, but it's a nice distraction. And then the other thing is I just turn my focus from the time to my nutrition and really just thinking about getting the 500 mils of water down, getting a gel down every hour, making sure I'm sipping on plain water in between, and then without even focusing on time too much. 2.5 hours is up. Run done. It was 28 Ks, 364 meters ascent, and total time of 2 hours and 31 minutes. So I did an hour and a half on the trails, and then I did an hour on the footpath around the lake. I was feeling pretty sore this morning. I think just the whole build up of gym on Friday, getting up early yesterday, working all day, doing the stairs. Waking up this morning, I just literally didn't want to get out of bed. I think I woke up at 7:45, which is unheard of. And yeah, hung around, got out the door at 9:45, so I knew it was going to be hot. Just made sure I had enough water, focused on getting my nutrition down, and yeah, the time kind of ticked by. So I've been talking to my coach, and one thing we used to do, well, we used to try to do, was kind of track heart rate for training. So basing sessions on, you know, putting your heart rate in zone 2, 3 or 4. But one thing we're just going to do differently for this block is just try to focus a bit more on the power numbers that show up on your watch. Click through and it'll give you like a power number for when you're actually running. So if you're running harder, the number will be higher. If you're running a bit slower, the number will be lower. A little bit like cycling, like the watts you get in cycling. I was just having a look at that, keeping an eye on it and seeing like what felt easy, what felt a bit harder. I guess the aim is to take that number, and then if I am running up hills, down hills, it's just a way to measure your effort via an actual number rather than going off RPE, which is more of a feeling. So yeah, now I'm just going to try and set myself up for the week, have a good stretch, probably stretch for half an hour. Get down a recovery shake, which is a good mix of carbs and protein, and I'll just get that down within 30 minutes of finishing the run. Yeah, for the rest of the day, just going to throw the aircon on. Got some stuff to do on the computer and get ready for next week. Next week we're heading up to Nelson's Bay. We've got a wedding, 4 days on the coast. So yeah, really excited to get out there, have some runs, hopefully get to the beach and go to a lovely wedding.